All right, everybody, here we are for our win-loss prediction for 2018 for the New York Giants. And joining us is our special guest, Mr. Bad Dog himself, 7676. Welcome, Mr. Bad Dog.
Thank you guys for having me. Pleasure to be here. Let me just do this. Bad Dog, Giants Mafia in the house. All right.
Now, Mr. Bad Dog, your Giants, they made some very good moves, I feel, during the offseason. Now, Sean, he's a Cowboys fan. You can't deny that, right, Sean?
I can't deny it. I think y'all had the best draft. I can't deny it.
Talk about your offseason so far of the New York Giants.
All right. Well, I think Dave Gettleman's done a really good job since he got here.
Yes.
For years, and Giants don't say this, for years, I bitched about Eric Flowers being a left tackle. He played right tackle in Miami. He's a right tackle his whole career. The Giants are the only ones that project him as a left tackle. I screamed from the mountaintops, move him to right tackle, see what he can do. Gettleman brings in Nate Solder. He brings in a solid left tackle. Moves Flowers to his original spot. He's 23 years old. Let's see what he can do at right tackle because he can't be worse. Our linebacking core has been very weak for years. Screamed about us not drafting a linebacker, not helping that position. He goes out and gets Alec Ogletree. We draft Lorenzo Carter. And, of course, the big one, drafting Saquon Barkley. That was huge. I mean, Saquon Barkley, best player in this draft. I know there's a lot of Giants fans that we had to get Eli's replacement, but Eli's replacement's not going to help the Giants this year. Yeah. And any rookie quarterback that comes into the New York Giants is going to need a solid running game because a rookie quarterback will get killed without a solid running game. Yeah. Dak Prescott had, and you know this, Dak Prescott had the pleasure or like the privilege of having Ezekiel Elliott in a great offensive line.
Exactly.
So his rookie season was amazing because it helps to have a great running back and a great offensive line. So the Giants are building towards that. And that's what I really like. And the Will Hernandez pick was probably my favorite pick of the entire draft because understandable being a Cowboys fan. But for years, having Pugh and Richburg there, they were undersized, they were small, and they were weak. They got pushed back into the backfield. They got pushed into Eli Manning's lap, and the Giants never had any push up front. Therefore, we couldn't run the ball. Whether we had Gallman back there or Darkwa, not that they're the best running backs, but the fact that we had no push up front really hurt the Giants. And I think we've addressed the offensive line. It's going to take time to build chemistry. And like I said, Lorenzo Carter, Alec Ogletree, moving to a 3-4 defense, the Giants are going to see – you're going to see a lot of improvement from the Giants this year.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, man. I don't disagree with any of those points. And that's why we really appreciate having you here for this Giants predictions here because if there's somebody who knows they're Giants, it's Mr. Bad Dog, 7676. And everybody, right before we get into the season, the link to Mr. Bad Dog 7676 channel is in the description box down below, especially if you're a Giants fan.
Go check him out,
Make sure you go over there and subscribe to him and follow him throughout the season.
You won't be disappointed.
For your Giants.
Unless you're a Cowboy fan or anybody else. Just kidding.
All right, so let's start off with Week 1. The Giants starting off at home, going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are just one game away from the Super Bowl, so they're going to go in here pissed off and hungry. Mr. Bad Dog,
it's a tough one.
Let us know what's going down in this game right here to start the season.
This game is going to be very tough. There's no doubt. Like I said, the Jaguars were a game away from the Super Bowl. They have an incredible young defense. I mean, I love their defense. Tom Coughlin went over there, built the defense. He knows what he's doing. I don't trust Blake Bortles. They don't have great receivers. They have Leonard Fournette. He's a damn good running back.
Yes.
But at this point in this season, I just don't feel like the Giants that we're going to have enough chemistry. They're going to be finding their own way. Jacksonville's already established. I think Jacksonville wins a close defensive game, like 20-17. I can just see, and I love Eli Manning, but I can see a point where he gets sacked, makes a big fumble, Jacksonville gets it inside the 10 and punches it in and wins the game, something like that, because I've seen that a lot over the years. So, like I said, I think Jacksonville wins a close game by a field goal or something.
Right, yeah. I'm going with Jacksonville as well. This is gonna be a game that's gonna be really interesting to watch, especially with the matchup between Jalen Ramsey and Odell Beckham Jr. That's gonna be a great war to watch. Man,
Definitely,
two of the best at their position
and trash talkers.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to squeak out the win here at MetLife.
Oh yeah, I agree too. Jacksonville's they were so close to being in the Super Bowl, so close, and you know they got that chip on their shoulder. So yeah, I think it's just a little bit too much, too early in the season.
Okay,
for the Giants.
So we're all unanimous. Heading into Week 2, Cowboys Giants Sunday Night Football in Dallas or Arlington, as I should point out.
Yes, Arlington Cowboys. We'll call them that.
Mr. Bagdog, do you think that your Giants
call them the Jersey Giants too? It's all good. I feel it.
Oh yeah, dude. Neither of our teams play in our actual cities.
I know. We don't even play in a state or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
Who do you think wins this game right here?
Number one, the Giants don't play well in prime time. Not lately, anyway. I don't know why they don't. No doubt Dallas has had our number for a while, with the exception of 2016. We were able to beat them in tough defensive games.
Yeah.
I think the Giants improved so much this offseason, and Dallas, to me, kind of stayed even. A big loss for Dallas, a huge loss for Dallas, is Jason Witten. Not just on the field, a Giants killer, but in the locker room, on the field, the guy's a leader. I have the utmost respect for Jason Witten. I always have. Just a consummate professional and awesome guy. A place in Canton awaits for him, without a doubt. Again, though, I think that this is a really close game. But the fact that it's in Dallas and they've kind of already established their team, the Giants will still be building chemistry. I have the same type of thing. I have Dallas winning by about a field goal, 4 points, 24-20, somewhere in there. I just don't think the Giants are going to be ready to take on Dallas in Dallas at this point in the season.
Sean, you're the Cowboys fan? Kick it off to you.
Man, I was hoping we'd be in a disagreement here, but no, it's exactly the same thing I was going to say. It's we've had some close games throughout the years. Even when there was a couple years where we were beating y'all every time, but it was always coming down on the nail biter, man.
Like Romo broke our hearts a couple times there.
I remember that Jason Witten one. Remember that on that? I was at that game. That was phenomenal.
Of course.
But no, this is going to come down to the wire, like you said. It's going to be a one-score game. But I think Dallas is going to be able to pull it out because it's still early in the season for the Giants. So that's why I'm going to definitely be going with the Cowboys here, just because of that fact. It's good because I love Pat Shurmur. I do, and I think he's going to do great over there. But I think it's going to take some time to get used to it.
Yeah,
I agree.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is like the running theme here for the Giants. Yeah. Just, as they start clicking here. But still, these are going to be some close games. I also have the Dallas Cowboys edging out the win here. But don't be surprised if the Giants can pull off an upset here on Sunday Night Football in Arlington. Don't be surprised. All right, heading into Week 3, Giants are on the road, staying on the road against the Houston Texans, which we're going to assume, let's say that they are absolutely healthy here in Week 3. Deshaun Watson, J.J. Watt, Merciless, everybody's back, and they're looking pretty good when healthy. So Giants on the road here in Houston. How does this look, staying in Texas?
This is the one game at the beginning of the season where I actually think we're going to get blown out. I love Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is such an electric, dynamic player, and the Giants have notoriously struggled with mobile quarterbacks and extended play. Deshaun Watson is not just the guy that's going to extend a play, run a little, and throw a little dinker. He will extend the play and launch one to Will Fuller, who he made into a star last year. Yeah. J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney, awesome defensive line. Like I said, Will Fuller, DeAndre Hopkins, Deshaun Watson. I just don't think that – I think this is just, for whatever reason, the Giants are going to get killed in this game, like 30-10. I just see like I feel like they're going to have a bad game in this one for whatever reason. I don't feel like they match up well with Houston at all. And I just feel like this is a game where they're going to get beat. They're going to get taken behind the woodshed, and they're going to lose by 2 or 3 touchdowns. I just have a bad feeling about that game.
Right, and I completely understand that. If this was like later on in the year, I'd say this is a much closer game between these two teams. But I'm going to have to agree with you and say that Houston here in Week 3 is going to take the home win. Deshaun Watson, just extremely dynamic. DeAndre Hopkins, one of the most elite wide receivers in the league. And then defensively, that front seven is just incredible. And that offensive line, and though getting absolutely revamped, it'll be interesting to see how they can hold up against this Houston Texans team Week 3, assuming everyone's healthy.
Yeah, if J.J. Watt's healthy.
I'm going with Houston Texans here.
Yeah, y'all got a brutal first 3 games,
We do. It's a brutal first 7 games, as you're going to find out.
Yeah, y'all really do. And minus even my Cowboys, I think that's going to be a close game. But Jacksonville and Houston, man, both these teams are going to be top teams in the AFC. Especially if they're all healthy. So, I got Houston winning this. They were averaging 30 points a game when Deshaun Watson was healthy. He threw 19 touchdowns before he got hurt. This guy's going to be balling out. He's got a chip on his shoulder. That's a tough one. But, Houston.
Yeah. I think I agree with Bad Dog. This is going to be the first game for me in Week 3 that the Giants, the first 2 games are going to be close ones. this is a game that's going to be, I think, decisive for Houston. Going into Week 4, Giants back at home, playing against the New Orleans Saints.
Oh, rough.
And Mr. Bad Dog, I'm going to start off here real quick and say that I think the Saints are going to be one of the best teams in the entire NFL. And I'm going to say that this is going to be the win for the Saints. Do you feel the same way, or you feel differently?
Yeah, this is another one where the Saints are so good. I mean, Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara, Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, one of the most underrated receivers in the league. They got a really good secondary, good defense. This is a team that could come out of the NFC and go to the Super Bowl. Again, I got the Giants probably losing this game by 10 points. I just don't think they're good enough to match up with the Saints in any facet of the game.
Okay. Yeah. A very fair statement right there, and I think the Giants are going to lose this game, as like I said, and it's just very unfortunate the Giants had to start off with such a brutal schedule, probably one of the most brutal schedules to start off the season.
Yeah, Saints are definitely top team in my opinion in the NFC. They could be number 1 seed possibly. They were literally a miracle away from being in the conference championship game last year.
Yep.
This team's going to be solid. And this is what kind of scares you for the Giants. I think they got a solid team, but starting off so rough, it could hurt the confidence. And it could put a little strain on the locker room. So this is going to be where the new coaching, Pat Shurmur can do. Because last time, we obviously saw the players quit on their last coach.
Yeah, they did quit on him.
Because he was horrible. I don't blame him. But Pat Shurmur's going to be a lot better. I think he could keep this locker room together, but I get a little nervous. Because this is another loss. Okay.
All right, so we're all unanimous here. Heading into Week 5, we got the Giants on the road and going up against the Carolina Panthers. How do you see this one playing out, Mr. Bad Dog?
Another very tough game.
Yeah.
But this is the game we get our first win. I feel like at this point, team is going to start to, they're going to start to gel. They're going to find their identity. I don't think Cam Newton is... It's hard to describe Cam Newton. He's got a lot of talent, but I don't think his head's there half the time. There's really nobody on their offense that scares me. Their defense is still pretty good, but not what it once was. I think the Panthers are kind of on a downslope. I think the Giants are going to go in there and upset. I think because they're going to go in their own 4, the Panthers might overlook them. The Giants are going to sneak out of there with a hard-fought victory.
Yeah. Yes, I want to say I agree. Giants out of that brutal schedule the first 4 weeks. Go into Week 5 pissed off. Things are starting to click for them. The Carolina Panthers, they're a team that we've seen time and time again sleep on teams. My Chicago Bears had no business going into Carolina last year and beating them, and yet we did.
Yeah.
So I think the Giants are fully capable of winning here, and I think they will. I think they're going to win against Carolina.
Oh, man. This one was a little bit tough for me because Carolina's coming out of a bye week going into this game. So I was a little nervous. They're going to have some time to prepare. But like y'all both said, the Giants right now, I think we all had them winless right now. So the Carolina Panthers could easily overlook this. Cam Newton might come in here and just kind of, whatever.
Yeah.
I think the Giants can pull off an upset. It's going to be one of those games where they're going to go in and surprise him, hit him in the mouth. And if you hit Cam Newton in the mouth, he starts putting his head down, pouting like a little baby.
Yes.
So I think Giants are definitely going to have a good chance to go in here and get their first W. And a good one.
Who's covering OBJ?
Exactly.
Who's covering him?
I have no idea. Nobody can cover OBJ.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, so we're all unanimous here. That's a win. Going into Week 6, Thursday Night Football, Giants hosting the Philadelphia Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
I have this one as a win. Thursday Night Football, I think the Giants upset the Eagles in their first matchup of the year. Thursday night is a tough night to play. It's a short week, and I favor the home teams in Thursday nights. So I think the Giants pull up upset against the Eagles and get the victory. Mr. Bad Dog, what do you think?
Oh, I wish I could agree with you. This is the thing with the Eagles. Last year, even though we had a horrible year, we played them tough in both games.
Yeah.
They won the first one on a 61-yard field goal. They won a second one because we missed an extra point. They blocked an extra point. They blocked a punt. They blocked a field goal. We lost by 5 points, even though Eli Manning tore them up for 450 yards with his 4th and 5th string receivers.
Yeah, that's right.
Although I think the Giants can definitely compete with the Eagles, and we're going to give them a hard time. My thing is this. Being a Giants fan, the Eagles have given me nightmares since the Randall Cunningham days. I believe we can beat them, but you have got to show me you can beat them before I'll say I think we can beat them. So
Okay.
and they always kill us on Thursday night. So I have the Eagles beating it again in a close game, but I have the Eagles winning that one.
All right, Sean?
Yeah, I have the Eagles winning too. I just think that D-line, I know y'all's offensive line did get better. I like it. But that D-line for the Eagles is going to be nasty. And it's going to put that rookie, Will Hernandez, to the test with Michael Bennett. He's one of the best inside rushers. He can pretty much play all over the line. He's quick enough playing from D tackle. He can pretty much play anywhere. So I just feel like it might be a little bit too much for the Giants here. But I definitely think the Eagles will pull this up. But I think, like you said, it could be Thursday Night Football gets crazy.
Going with an upset right here in week 6.
Well, I hope you're right.
And hey, we'll be streaming for that game.
Yes,
so those watching this right now, be sure to tune in for that week 6 Thursday Night Football. Sean will be streaming that game.
Yes, I will.
All right, going into week 7. This is Monday Night Football. Oh. We will be streaming that game.
Yes, we will.
And this is in Atlanta. Oh. MrBaddog, God, how you guys faring out here in Monday night?
David in Atlanta loves this one. He loves this week right here because he gets to battle me, and he loves this.
Yeah.
So, Atlanta, another great offensive team.
Sure.
Devontae Freeman, Tevin Coleman, Julio Jones, Gabriel, Mohamed Sanu, and, of course, Matt Ryan. They're very tough in the dome.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, I feel like the Giants are going to upset them. I really do. Again, this is a team I think will overlook the Giants. I feel like they've beaten us 2 out of the last 3. They probably feel like they have our number. Again, I think we're going to go when they're 1-5, and the Falcons are going, whatever, the Giants. Who cares about the Giants? They're nothing. They're no good. The Giants are going to pull off an upset because at this point I feel like, again, the offensive line is going to have some chemistry. I feel like we're going to be able to run the ball against Atlanta a little bit. Yeah. And as soon as you can run the ball, it enhances play action. And I think Evan Ingram is going to have a big game. I think this is the game where Evan Ingram becomes a star. I mean, not that he didn't show up last year and have an incredible rookie season, but this is the game where I feel like he really breaks out and could have a massive game against the Falcons. I think we win by a field goal.
Win by a field goal? Okay. This for me is going to be a loss for the Giants. I think the Falcons edge out a win here on Monday night. You make some really good points. Now, because Atlanta is definitely, when you're talking about teams that sleep going into a week, Falcons is probably one of the first that come to mind. They did it a lot. They've done it a lot, especially last year.
They did.
I mean, look at that game against Miami.
Yeah.
So I think the Giants could come out here and get a win here. But I'm going to go with Atlanta here on Monday night.
Yeah, I can't pick the Giants to win this one either. It's in Mercedes-Benz Dome Stadium. That stadium's beautiful. But this is going to be tough on Monday Night Football. Matt Ryan, Julio Jones. I'm just not sure who's going to be able to guard Julio on this game.
Jackrabbit's got him.
But the biggest question mark, though, I could see the Giants winning depending on what Sarkisian, the new offense coordinator of Falcons, does this year. Everybody thinks he can make that next step in play calling because they were very inconsistent last year. If they continue like they did play last year, the Giants definitely can win this. But if they could just actually play consistently, this team could be one of the best in the league. So I got Falcons winning this.
Okay. All right. And we'll find out on that one. We'll be streaming for that. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
And
we'll be eating our words if the Giants upset.
Absolutely. Going into week 8.
David in Atlanta and I are going to do a little push-up bet. Since he works out, I work out.
Okay.
The team that wins, however many points they score, losers got to do that many push-ups. So we're going to throw that bet out there week 7. So we're going to do that.
So you guys definitely want to make sure, if you're new, go subscribe to Mr. Bad Dog and David Atlanta because you want to see that play out. That's going to be great. I will definitely be interested.
I hope it's a high-scoring game.
Me too. I could use the chest work.
Exactly.
All right, going into week 8, Giants at home, going up against the Washington Redskins, divisional rival. Washington now with new quarterback, Alex Smith, under center. I got the Giants pulling out the victory here at home against Washington. Do you agree, Mr. Bad Dog?
The Redskins, every year I pick them last almost by default because I don't hate them like I do the Eagles and the Cowboys. So I pay so much attention to those two teams. Washington is such a weird team. Like every time you think they're going to step forward, they take 2 steps back. they've never been, like I always feel like with the Eagles, like they're always going to give us a hard time and always going to beat us. I feel the complete opposite about the Washington Redskins. I always feel like we're going to beat them. Even if we don't, I have the utmost confidence playing that team because we always match up well with them. I know Kirk Cousins isn't there, and Alex Smith is going to bring a little bit more mobility to the team. Yeah. But I still feel like Kirk Cousins is a better quarterback, and I think they kind of moved laterally. I don't think they really improved. They did have a good draft, and I think Dice could really surprise a lot of people. I think that was a great pick if he can keep his, he can, if I can swear it, he would keep his shit together off the field. I think that he could be a really dynamic running back. But again, until the Washington Redskins actually beat the Giants on a consistent basis, and I know they've kind of battled us here the past couple of years, I just always feel like we match up well with them. I feel like we can win that game by 10 points.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so he's got them with a decisive win, and yeah, absolutely, you're more than welcome to cuss on here. We are rated R.
We are rated R.
Okay.
Anything goes.
We are rated R.
Sean.
Oh.
All right, you got two division rivals of yours.
Yes.
Giants, Redskins. You want this to end in a tie?
Yeah, I do actually. If they could both lose, that'd be even better. No, I gotta pick a winner. Unfortunately, that'd be weird. What if I did pick a tie? That'd be fucked up.
That'd be good. That'd be a hell of a prediction if it came true.
I'd be a genius. No, I got the Giants winning this at home. I'm not sold on the Redskins either. I'm right there with you. Josh a little bit bigger higher on them than we are, but I'm the same way. Washington, I feel like you're just over there. Like, you're our division rival, and for some reason they always hurt one of our players. They always hurt Romo almost every year. But that's why I hate them so much. I hate them the most. But I got y'all winning this game. It could be a good game, though.
Yeah, this is a win for sure.
Yeah.
All right, heading into week 9, it's a bye week.
Right in the middle of the season, perfect.
Yeah, I think that's a great bye week. Yeah. Week 8, week 9 is a very solid bye week to have for your team halfway through the season.
And then coming out of the bye week
is Giants in San Francisco on Monday Night Football. Another Monday Night Football, and pretty close together, too. Going up against San Francisco 49ers. How do you see this one playing out?
Well, let me just say that the Niners and Giants, my favorite rivalry outside of our division. So much history with the Niners and Giants. Good history. Yeah. Amazing rivalry. We've played some of the most amazing games. Just amazing. 86, down 17-0, comeback, Bavaro carrying the whole team. We went 21-17. 1990 Monday Night Football, Ronnie Lott, Phil Simms getting into it. The 1990 NFC Championship game. The 2002 divisional playoff in which we blew a 38-14 lead. Of course, the 2011 NFC Championship. Just great games.
Yeah.
And I expect nothing less in this game. Everybody's very high on Jimmy Garoppolo. The Niners started out 0-9 last year, okay?
Yes, they did.
And then they won a bunch of games that didn't matter. I don't think they're good enough to beat the New York Giants. I just don't. I think coming out of the bye, we're going to have an extra week to prepare for this team. I think we're going to go in there. I think we're going to beat them by a touchdown or more.
Okay, Sean?
I'm actually agreeing with you here. I think the 49ers are up on upward track. But I still have to see a little bit more from Jimmy G. I'm questionable in their secondary. Run stopping is a big factor. Y'all having Will Hernandez, Saquon Barkley, I think is going to be a major difference. I don't see anybody, even though Richard Sherman's over there, he's old now. How's he going to guard Odell Beckham? I don't see it happening. So
yeah, he had a hard time guarding when he was younger. So
exactly, everybody does. But this is on prime time. This is going to be a great game for the Giants coming off a bye week, upsetting. Even though I don't really think it's an upset, I think this is a good. Giants have a lot of talent on their team. I think y'all go in there and beat San Francisco and show the world that San Francisco isn't as hype as everybody thinks they are.
Okay, so this was a tough game for me to go through, and I went back and forth on it, and I decided I'm going to go with the 49ers.
Ah, this guy.
Winning here on Monday Night Football. Why? I am. I gotta admit, I am a little higher on Jimmy G than Sean is.
Yeah.
I watched this guy and I'm just like, wow, this guy's. His pocket awareness is absolutely amazing. His pre and post snap play recognition. It's comparable to, I think, Tom Brady. The way this guy recognizes pre and post snap play recognitions. I'm pretty high on him. I think I like the moves that the 49ers made. Now, I do I will be rooting for the Giants in this one because I have a little bit of a hatred for the 49ers because of how they play the Chicago Bears in the 2017 NFL Draft, where they made us draft up, trade up to get Mitchell Trubisky.
Yep.
So, but I'm going with the 49ers right here.
Right.
I'm going with the 49ers on Monday Night Football.
Right.
Yeah, we will be streaming for that game. It's going to be really interesting.
Yep.
And
you're going to be wrong.
Yeah. We'll see how it plays out. All right, heading into Week 11. Giants are at home, back at home, going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I think this is an easy win. I think this is an easy win for the Giants. What say you, Mr. Bad Dog?
I don't know if any victory is going to be easy for us, but I agree with you. I think Tampa Bay they have like a small window, and I feel like they're on the way down. I don't feel like Jameis Winston ever progressed the way he should have. Yep. Again, they got Mike Evans. He's a damn good receiver. But other than that, I just feel like they're a mediocre team. And again, I think the Giants at this point are going to be getting a lot better. The game's at home. It's going to be cold at this point in the year. And I just feel like the Giants are going to be too much for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I feel like we should handle them pretty easily in this game as well.
And I think Dirk Cutter is one of the worst coaches out there, along with Vance Joseph, Marvin Lewis. So I think he's on the hot seat this year. And I don't know. Let's see if he even survives up to Week 11. I think he's just that damn bad.
Yeah, he could be gone. Like a Jeff Fisher middle of the season kind of guy.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Oh, Giants easily. Look, I think now I'm not going to lie. Tampa Bay does have a good D line now. Gerald McCoy is still one of the best out there. I know they traded for
old friend JPP.
Yeah. So they got some good players over there, and they got Vita Vea too, I believe. So they got some good D line, but it's just their offensive line's bad. Their secondary's horrendous.
We'll see how the running game is going to be this year.
Exactly. Who do they draft? Ronald Jones the third. So I'm just not sold on this team. And James, like you said, James Winston hasn't progressed, and he keeps turning over the ball. So I think it could be close in the first half, but then in the second half, the Giants are going to just take it away. So I think this should be an easy win second half of the game.
Okay. All right, going into Week 12, Giants on the road against the Philadelphia Eagles, heading into the Link. And for me, this is going to be a loss in Philadelphia. I think you guys split the series this year, and Philly's going to get the win at home this year. What do you think?
Well, as I told you, Giants got to show me they can beat them, and we do not play. I don't remember the last time they won in Philadelphia. To be honest, actually, I do. I think they won 15-7 when Matt Barkley was quarterbacking the Philadelphia Eagles in a really ugly game. But again, the Eagles are Super Bowl champions, and I don't think they did anything but improve this offseason. Andy Michael Bennett, they get Darren Sproles back. Carson Wentz is going to be healthy. I feel like we compete. I feel like we give them a tough game. But there's always something so strange, some weird plays. Just, Eli Manning throws a pick six or when they're inside the Eagles' 10-yard line, or they block a play. Just the weirdest things happen in the Eagles-Giants game that always go against the Giants. Always. It started with 78 with the Miracle in the Meadowlands. We all know that. Then you had the Miracle in the Meadowlands 2, where he blew a 31-10 lead in the fourth quarter. Matt Dodge punting the ball to Deshaun Jackson. Like I said, the 3 block kicks last year, the 61-yard field goal. I don't know what the hell it is. The Eagles got some voodoo over the Giants. And until the Giants show me they can beat the Eagles, I'm going to think the Eagles are going to beat the Giants.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it as an Eagle win too. I have them sweeping y'all. Unfortunately, just the Eagles, I just feel like match up really well. Even though they're going to be close games, I feel like our division always has really tough games.
Yeah, yep.
But Philly just, to me, they're on another level right now, and they have a lot of confidence, and they're still getting better because they still have some young core talent. So it's going to be a good game.
I feel like they're the class of this division. I just feel like they are head and shoulders better than everybody else in this division at this point.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it's right.
All right, so heading into Week 13.
Uh-oh. Mm-hmm.
Take off my hat. The Bears are coming to MetLife Stadium and taking on your New York Giants. And I have the Chicago Bears losing this game.
Wait, after all that hype, you're going to say you'll lose?
Yes.
After all that?
Yes. Look, no, don't get me wrong, Bears fans. We got a lot to be optimistic about. We are a team that's up on the rise. Mm-hmm. But let's be real here. Mitchell Trubisky just now got some weapons. We have a new coaching staff. Can we stay healthy? I think we have been the most plagued team with injuries in the last 3 seasons. So, although there's a lot to be optimistic for, here in Week 13, I think this is a tough game for the Chicago Bears in New York, and I think the Giants win by a field goal. Mr. Bad Dog, what do you think?
Well, I feel you on the injury front. The New York Giants have probably had the most guys going IR in the last couple of seasons. It just seems like everybody always gets hurt. I mean, Sam Beal right away. We get this kid in the supplemental draft. I'm all excited about it. Rex's shoulder out for the whole season already before he even played a snap in practice.
Yeah.
And so I feel you on the injury front. But yeah, with the Chicago Bears, a lot of people have them as a sleeper team this year. And they definitely could. But again, like you said, I just feel like this is in MetLife. We should be able to beat Mitchell Trubisky and the Bears because they're a young team and they have to learn. Eli Manning's, veteran presence behind center. I feel like the Giants will be able to run the ball. I feel like the Giants are just going to be able to play Giants football. If we turn the ball over a lot, we could definitely lose this game. I mean, turnovers are going to be a big key. I feel the Giants can take care of the ball, own the time of possession. Then again, I feel like the Giants can win this game by a field goal to 7 points.
All right, more than fair.
If we was in Chicago, I might feel differently about it. But because it's in that life, I feel like we can beat.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, sometimes it does come down to, especially these teams that have a lot of little up and coming, that where they're at home, right? And I actually have the Giants winning this also. I think this is going to be a big game for Saquon Barkley. I know y'all have a good defense, but I think him getting involved, the defense is going to be more worried about Odell, Evan Ingram, and Saquon Barkley. I think he's going to have a big, big game this week. And I love Saquon Barkley, by the way. I don't think I mentioned it to you and said in this video yet. I think this Saquon Barkley is an amazing player, and he could be better than Zeke. And that's tough for me to say. But I think he's going to go off this game, and Giants win at home.
Well, this is the thing with Saquon Barkley before we get into it. I have said this in my videos. Saquon Barkley, I know, like I said, a lot of Giants fans wanted to draft Eli's replacement, but Saquon Barkley is the best player in the draft. And a good running game, and it improves every facet of your team. The ability to run the ball makes defenses play honest. I mean, let's face it, the Giants, last year they were terrible. Teams were getting to Eli with a 3-man rush, a 3-man front. They were getting Eli Manning. They were playing 6 in the box and stopping the run, which allowed them to double team Beckham or whoever else we had out there, Hunter Sharp, Roger Lewis Jr., Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram. Yeah. They could double team these guys. When you're able to run the ball, all of a sudden you need to bring other players up. It brings safeties up. It brings linebackers up. If the play action, when you're running the ball and you can play action, it definitely brings those guys up, which allows Evan Ingram to go down the seam and get, behind the coverage. And he's fast enough to take the ball the distance. Also, being able to run the ball will allow your defense to rest. It helps your time of possession. It makes your defense fresh and better in the fourth quarter. This is something the Giants have not had for years. Right. So that's why I feel like Saquon Barkley helped the entire team.
That's exactly why I
that was a big pickup too.
Yeah.
Excellent points. As much as I would love my Chicago Bears to win this game, as of right now, going with the loss here from my.
Speaking of, before we move on, speaking of playing somebody, I have not forgiven the Bears for moving up and taking Leonard Floyd on us, and we ended up with Eli Apple. I just want to let you know that. I was so pissed. I'm sitting there watching the draft. I wanted Leonard Floyd so bad because we need linebackers. And honestly, Jerry Reese probably wouldn't have drafted him because he's a moron. But when they drafted Leonard Floyd, I swear my neighbor heard me yell, "Fuck!" I was pissed. And then when they drafted Eli Apple, I think the neighbors around the corner heard me scream because I'm like, what the? Yeah. So I'll never forget that. But I love Leonard Floyd. He's an awesome player.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah. Very, very beloved here in Chicago, for sure.
Yeah.
Love that pick. Love Leonard Floyd.
Yep.
Stay healthy, Leonard.
That's the only thing.
Stay healthy. All right. Heading into Week 14. Back on the road. The Giants are going up against the Washington Redskins once again. You have your Giants sweeping the Redskins this year?
I do. Like I said, I always just feel like I feel like we match up well with Washington.
Okay.
And again, I feel like at this point, the Giants are going to know what they are. They're going to have their identity, which should be they should be run the ball first and let Eli Manning be a game manager. Don't let Eli Manning throw the ball 40 times. He doesn't need to throw the ball way downfield. Run the ball, establish the run, use your play action, throw quick slants to Odell Beckham, hit Evan Ingram down the seam, and play good defense. Don't turn the ball over. I feel like the Giants win by 10 points.
Okay.
I actually have the Washington Redskins pulling this one out in a close
So do
one.
I. So I do too. I think this
feel
is
it's
a split series.
Yeah.
Because I like what the Washington Redskins have been doing the last couple of seasons. Maybe a little bit under the radar. This is going to be a team that's going to be very physical going this year. Even the games that they lose, they're going to go in there and bruising up the other team. And what I like about Alex Smith being under center as opposed to Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is a little bit of night and day. He can go out there, he can do some good things, but then he could absolutely lose you games. Alex Smith, middle of the road. He's not going to win you games, but he's certainly not going to lose you games. And
very true. And
I'm very high on Darius Guice as well. And I think with some of their key players like Trent Williams coming back from injury, he was hurt last year. I think that's going to help out their offensive line. The defense is going to be a little bit healthier and better, especially on the rush defense. So I think they're good enough to pull off a split series here with New York. What do you think?
Yeah,
great points.
Yeah,
I got them splitting.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. So split the series, and Mad Dog thinks they're going to sweep, which they could. They absolutely could.
They really could. Yeah.
All right. Going into Week 15, the Titans are coming into MetLife.
Into town.
Now, this is a team, Mr. Bad Dog, that the Titans, I think, are one of the best teams coming out of the AFC.
Yeah.
I think they're a top 3 team out of the AFC, actually. Offensively, defensively, I love the moves that they made in the coaching staff as well. Desperately needed. Their offensive coordinator last year was one of the worst, along with my Chicago Bears with Loggins. So I think Marcus Mariota and that offense is going to flow a lot more better. And to go with that defense, I think the Tennessee Titans can come in here and pull off the road win. What do you think?
I agree with you. I think that this is a game, honestly. I feel like the Giants at this point are actually going to be on a roll. As you've seen in the second half of the season, I have them winning a lot of games. I feel like they're going to be on a roll. I feel like they're going to be feeling good about themselves. This is a team where the Giants could overlook them and come in and, Titans can sneak out of there with a victory. Like you said, they're very well balanced in everything they do. I'm really not sold on Marcus Mariota.
Okay.
But again,
fair.
He's not a bad quarterback. I don't think he's taken the next step. He could take it this year. I mean, we'll see what happens. But I feel like the Titans are going to pull this one out. I think it's a close game, but I feel like they, at the end of the game, maybe, have a nice drive down the field, score a game-winning touchdown or whatever. But I could see them winning like 27-20. I have the Titans winning this game as well.
Okay, Sean?
Yeah, I got the Titans winning this. Mariota, I think, is going to take that next step this year. Last year, it seemed like he regressed, but I put that more on Mike Mularkey. I'm so glad they fired him, even though they won a playoff game. Thank God they fired him. And I think it's going to be a brand new team, a brand new offense. And early in the year, if y'all played them early in the year, I think y'all could definitely beat them. But this late, they should have a good rhythm on their offense. And I think Titans take care of this on the road.
Mm-hmm. And I think it was also a really good move of getting rid of DeMarco Murray and going with going with Derrick Henry and Dion Lewis which they got from New England, and also the fact that the Tennessee they actually have a secondary now.
Yes.
That's something that they're going to have going into this year.
Yeah, finally.
All right, so going into Week 16, the Indianapolis Colts are going to play host to your New York Giants.
Yep.
And I'm going to say that the Giants are going to walk out with a road win here in the Nap Town.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
I agree. I want to see what Andrew Luck does coming off their shoulder injury. Can he stay healthy? Is he going to be in the game at that point? But even so, Andrew Luck has never had an offensive line. They have no running game. I mean, T.Y. Hilton's a really nice receiver. But the Colts, to me, are one of the lower echelon teams in the AFC. I think the Giants go in there and walk all over them. I think the Giants can actually blow them out. I think the Giants, they should have a very easy victory there. I don't think the Colts have much for them. And again, as you talked about with the Titans, clicking by this point, again, I think the Giants are going to be clicking. I think they're going to be able to run the ball. I think they're going to be able to throw the ball. And I think they'll be able to shut down the Colts offense. I have the Giants winning this one like 31-17.
Wow. Sean?
Yeah, this one, I got your Giants winning, so I do have them winning against Colts, but I don't want them to overlook the Colts, though, because if Andrew Luck, hopefully, I like Andrew Luck. It was sad that he's been out for like 2 years.
Yes, I agree.
But when he was healthy, he was one of the best, even with that shitty offensive line, right? So it really just depends on where he's at. Is his shoulder going to be tired because he hasn't played in 2 years by the end of the season? Is he not going to have enough juice in it? or is it going to be back to full form? That's going to be the biggest question mark. That's why I got your Giants winning.
I've heard some people say that he may never be back in full form.
Yeah. And that's very true. Like Peyton, remember?
Yeah.
Peyton only had like that one good year, and then his arm was like new.
Yep, it was done.
It was done. So that's where is my biggest concern. So this late in the year, I definitely could see. I'll be definitely pulling this out. But I do like what they've done on their offense line, getting Quentin Nelson. I think that does add a little bit of protection in the middle, but there's still a lot more question marks on the other parts of the line, especially on the outside of it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Quentin Nelson is definitely going to help. Quentin Nelson and Will Hernandez are my top two linemen.
Yes.
Coming into the draft.
Yeah, I love Quentin Nelson.
Yeah.
Two maulers right there, those guys.
Yeah.
That was actually a guy that if the Giants didn't have Saquon Barkley, that was a guy that I actually looked for the Giants to get. I would have loved to have Quentin Nelson on the Giants. But, yeah, you have to take Barkley, too. You can't take a lineman at number 2. But I love Quentin Nelson. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Game changer right there.
Yeah,
you can't pass on that. Now, ending the season. Week 17,
we
Giants
start the season. We're in
at home, going up against the Dallas Cowboys. Sean. Cowboys losing this game. Giants ending the season with the win here against Dallas.
All right.
Do you agree, Mr. Bad Dog?
I agree. I think that the Giants are going to take this one. I feel like at this point, the Giants will match up well with the Cowboys. They'll have their identity. And I feel like the Giants, granted, it's a big if that they stay healthy at this point. But when they beat the Cowboys in 2016, they stuffed the box. They made Dak Prescott beat them. Yeah. I feel like the Giants defense will be good enough to do that by this point in the season, especially with the 3-4 defense. Yeah. Our secondary, if healthy, even though Eli Apple's a huge fan, I hate Eli Apple. But Janoris Jenkins, Landon Collins, William Gay adding a little experience there. And again, our linebacking core is much better for the underneath coverage. No Jason Witten there. Don't have to worry about him burning, our linebackers constantly. Which, what's his name? I can't even think of the guy's Derek Kennard. He could never cover. He was a good pass rusher, but he could never cover a tight end. I feel like the Giants' linebacker core is so much better, and they just have to stuff the box and say, Dak Prescott, you beat us. And I don't feel like Dak Prescott can beat the Giants in the Meadowlands in late December, early January, whenever the date is for that game. Giants win a close one.
Oh, God, I feel like teaming up on me right now. No, this one I went back and forth on. Giants, Cowboys always have great classics, you know. But I like Dallas and Giants. They match up well against each other. I think our defense is going to have a good – it's going to give a good challenge. But I have y'all winning. Because even though I like our defense, we had a top 10 defense last year. I think we're going to have a top 10 defense again. But I just don't see our young secondary be able to cover Odell Beckham. He's going to have another 3-finger catch somewhere. I don't know. And I got Giants winning and beating my Cowboys week 17 and splitting the series. That hurts.
Okay. All right. Good shot. There you go.
That's why I had to get out of beer, you know.
All right, well, that does it. We went from weeks 1 through 17.
Yeah, that was a good.
And for me, I have the Giants at 7-9, and the win range. I think they could be I think the floor is 6 and 10, and I think the ceiling could be 9-7. 9-7 for the Giants. This is a team that has just made some great moves.
Yeah.
And I think this time next year, we're looking at the Giants as being one of those teams to be taken way more seriously as opposed to just an up-and-coming team, making some moves. What do you think?
I believe if you look at all my picks, I do have them going 9-7. Again, I agree with you. I think the floor is about 7 wins, though. I really think I like the second. If the first 7 games are the last 7 games, I think we could actually be better than that because of the team chemistry. But to come out with a new team, a new coach, a new line, and play those first 7 games, it's really tough.
Yeah.
The Giants, as fans, we will know exactly where we are at for 7 games. We will know what kind of team we have. I keep saying if the Giants walk out of the first 8 games 4-4, I think they make the playoffs. Even at 3-5, we have a shot. I don't think 3-5 is going to make the playoffs, even if we go 7-1 in the last, or 6-2 in the last 8 games.
Yeah.
But I feel like 9-7 is about where they're going to be. I do feel like they could be 10-6. Like I feel like if they, they could beat Dallas one of those games. They could beat Dallas twice. I think because it's very close. They could definitely beat Philadelphia once. And I feel like they could beat the Titans. But again, I feel like we could lose in the Panthers. I mean, we could start off 1-7. So it really is just, it's going to be a learning experience. We're going to have to see where we're at. But I feel like 9-7 is kind of where the Giants are.
I think you make a great point. Yeah, if you guys can, split those games in those first 8 weeks with that as brutal as it is, wow. Then that you're really smoking right there. Yeah, you're really talking about some like a playoff push right there if you can do that.
Yeah, I have y'all 7-9, same as Josh, and my ceiling is about 9-7. Maybe one. I honestly, y'all's floor is probably going to be about 6 games. Honestly, not 7-9 is probably right there where the floor is for me. But the Giants are a very talented team. Last year it wasn't a lack of talent they were bad. It was just coaching, right? So
coaching, injuries, a lot happened last year.
Exactly. Like
people just quit on McAdoo was what happened.
Exactly. And people forget that just 2 years ago, y'all were in the playoffs, right? A wild card, right? Y'all had won, I think, 10 games, if I recall
11.
correctly.
Or 11 and 5.
11. Okay, I couldn't remember exactly. Okay, 11. So it's y'all were right there. Y'all were only 2 games behind the Cowboys, so it wasn't like y'all were a bad
and we beat you guys twice. Not counting the last game lost against the Eagles, which didn't matter, but we were the only team that really beat you when it counted. So it proved that the Giants could play with the class of the NFC East, the class of the NFC really.
Yeah.
Our defense was a top 5 defense, even with a very poor offense. And against Green Bay, you could tell the defense was tired, and the Hail Mary just broke our back. But we are 1 year removed from being a very good defense. Granted, the schedule was much weaker in 2016.
Yeah.
But they've added a lot of really nice pieces on defense. Landon Collins should be healthy this year. They're going to want to play. They're going to have some fire. They're going to be embarrassed from what happened last year.
Yeah,
they're going to play with chips on their shoulders. And again, we're 2 years removed from being 11-5. Beckham was never healthy last year. He played 3 games. Brandon Marshall didn't do anything. Sterling Shepard was hurt on and off. Our offensive line was terrible. We had Orleans Stark in the backfield. It is a much improved team, but they got to find their identity, and it takes time to build team chemistry.
That's exactly true.
If this team was together, like you guys just said, about going into 2019, then we could be talking about the Giants as a playoff team. I feel like we would be doing that.
Sure,
but this year, I can see 7-9, 8-8, 9-7. It just,
Exactly, and I also want to point out, and we talked about it, but I want to emphasize it. Y'all, just like y'all beat us twice that year, right? When we were having our great year. A couple years ago, y'all almost beat the Eagles twice last year. So I feel like this team can match up with almost every team with the talent. Just coaching was the only thing lacking. So now that y'all have some good weapons, I think this team could upset some people. And so this team could be one of the surprises. Even though we have them 7-9, they could win 10 games, like you said. So it's going to be interesting.
Right. Yeah. Well, we'll see how everybody in the comment section let us know what you think of the Giants and what their record will be.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that Week 13 matchup. Absolutely.
Yeah, me too.
Let's see how we stack
up. I'm looking forward to Week 2 as well.
Week 2 and 17. It's going to be awesome.
But let us know in the comment section what you guys think. And once again, we want to thank you, Mr. Bad Dog.
We appreciate it, man.
7676 for joining us here. We really appreciate your insight and your knowledge of the New York Giants for this coming up year. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you, guys. It was a pleasure being on your show. I hope we can do it again sometime.
Oh, absolutely. Always. We are looking forward to it.
Pleasure.
Definitely look out for Mr. Bad Dog to come back here on the Sports Fury.
Yeah.
And make sure you guys go subscribe to him. Once again, the link is in the description box down below. Go subscribe to Mr. Bad Dog. And we'll see you guys in the 2018 season and see how it all plays out. All right, we'll catch you guys later.
Peace.